Welcome back to the Bookworm Woodmakers channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make something very simple, very easy, merely by using scrap wood. And what's nice about this is there's a way for you to get free plans. So stick around. Yeah, inside this box here is patterns. As you saw me with the patterns that were on top, they just hadn't made it into the bin yet. I've got to go through these bins and I got to find out where these patterns are at. One of these days, I think I'll actually get a system to where they're all organized. Yeah. Now, here are the projects. This is a fireplace with the socks hanging on the mantle and little pieces of wood for like the fireplace, and even you could see Santa's coming down. This one's one of my favorite, which is a teddy bear lamp, the snowman, and an angel, which was a lot of fun to do, and of course joy. And it shows it with the base, but when you get the patterns, the base is not included. You'll just have to make it off of one of the other bases. And of course a real quick simple one, which is Rudolph. Now a fun one to do is the horse and buggy, the Amish horse and buggy. You even have the horse there. And what I did was I actually took this back to the copy center and I flipped this horse so that way there I could align everything up when I painted the other side. And of course a big overview of it tells you where to drill the whole 9 yards. Alright, so I'm not going to show you the rest of them. You'll have to find those out when you download it. Link in the description below. We're going to make something real simple, which is the joy. And I'm going to show you just how super simple this pattern is to make something very, very beautiful. First thing we need to do, of course, is make copies. Well, now I'm looking for the jankiest pieces that I can get. Oh, here's my base. I can make the base out of this. This looks to be like a 1x4. The base will fit on there perfectly with that. And then, let's see here. Nope, not long enough. There we go. That's good. That's nice and janky. I kind of want to show you that you don't need expensive wood to do these things. Your offcuts are the best thing to get. All done. Pieces are milled up. Now it's time to transfer the patterns onto the wood. So there's several different ways of attaching these patterns to the wood. Since the base doesn't have any specialty to it, it's just cut it out, I'm going to use some 3M tack glue for it. As far as the 2x4 is concerned, I've got a little bit of design on that I want to transfer because I'm not a really good artist. So I just transfer all this happy stuff onto the wood using carbon transfer paper. So, here we go. Huh, had 2 pages. Oh, be darned. Leave those up there for some future project. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so there it is. It's transferred onto the wood. Now, before I take this in and use the scroll saw, I want to drill a 5/8 inch hole right here, and from the top I want to drill a 3/8 inch hole all the way into this hole, because that's where all the electrical is going to be at. Now, it's a little off kilter. I should have used my drill press, but I want to get this video out to you guys because I've been slacking a lot. So, now that that's done, we're going to take the scroll saw and finish the job here, cutting these out. Alright, so now they're dry out of the clamps. Excuse the makeshift way I'm doing this today. It's freezing cold outside and I can't do what I need to do outside, so I've got to bring that inside. So here we are, firmly attached. Now, hindsight, I think what I should have done was stain this after painting, leaving the base alone, glue it, and then stain just the base. But it's been a while since I've done these things, so live and learn and keep the same mistakes going. Okay, this is what you're going to need to finish the rest of the lamp here electrically. You're going to need the fixtures, the wire, the tubes, and the bulbs. Now, I was not paying attention when I bought this. There is no shutoff to this. So I would actually have to return back to the store and buy a connector to just bite into that to be able to turn the lamp on and off. Other than that, I'm going to have to, if I don't do that, I'll have to unplug it. So I have some CA medium glue and of course the activator. And I'm going to do that just to make sure that I've got the tube here centered and the tube here centered and it's not sticking cockeyed on this. And of course I have lamp shades to put. Alright, so let's get started. So these are just a few that I've done, okay, all out of scrap material. These two were done in the 90s. This one was done mid 2000s, 2011, and of course this one was done right in front of your eyes. Again, super simple to make. Now, let me get to the backstory. Back in 94, 95, the internet wasn't that big, okay? And you still had to rely on magazine articles and sending away from patterns. So I saw these cute little patterns in the back of a magazine, and I bought 6 of these patterns for $19.99. They were delivered to my house. I made them. They sold like hotcakes. Haven't sold any since the early 2000s, so I don't know what type of price you're going to be able to get with this. It all depends on your market. But over the course of about 12 months, I bought 2 additional sets. Now, this gentleman that had this business that he was selling also sold the lampshades and the electrical guts. The electrical guts you can simply get at your big box stores, or you can go on Amazon, and once you recognize what I've got, what I showed you as far as the parts are concerned, you might be able to buy in bulk. Lampshades, Amazon, Etsy, of course, the Christmas ones. I just saw this Christmas lampshade on Amazon, and they wanted $30 just for the lampshade. I used to get 6 of them for $19.99. Everything was $19.99 with this guy. But bottom line is that you can still find lampshades that will fit this. And of course the instructions are all in the pattern that you're going to be able to download. That's right. I'm offering to you all 18 patterns absolutely free. Now, how can I do this when I bought it from somebody else? Back, I want to say in 2012, 2013, I contacted the man. He had an 800 number, and I was talking to him, and I says, hey, I want to buy more patterns for you. And he says, my goodness, he says, I wish you would have called me 8 months ago or 12 months ago. He says, I went out of business. He says, I had a big dumpster in my yard, And I was just throwing everything away. He says, if you would have contacted me then, you could have had anything in that dumpster or anything that I was going to throw in that dumpster. And there was also like a copyright on the pattern. And I said, well, I got 18 of your patterns here. He goes, you go ahead and use them. Do what you want with them. He says, I'm out of the business. I said, but I noticed there's copyright on it. He goes, I just did that. He says, they're not copywritten. I was like, okay. So this is how I'm able to offer you all 18 of these patterns for you to just start batching these out, giving as gifts, or even marketing at the craft shows. As I said, they're super simple to make. You could do these with scrap wood. Now, one of the things I found out as I was looking for these patterns, because I had part of them up in my office and part of them in my shed, I was going through a lot of my patterns to find these. And back then, books were expensive for me. You know, tools were expensive for me. I'm not saying that they're not now. They've got more high-speed stuff available today than they did when I was a young man working on this. But as I was looking at a couple of the patterns in there that I wanted to do on my channel, I started looking through my books and found out, yeah, I used to take the books from the library and I used to burn the copies and I put them in a folder, and I didn't bother to mark down what the book was because I didn't know I was going to be doing this 20 some odd years later, 30 some odd years later. So I went to the public library. They don't have the books that I used to have. Went to the bookstore, and the one lady said, well, yeah, these books that you're looking at, they were published in 94, 95. They're no longer in print. So I went to Amazon, and fortunately I was able to find some of these books, and I ordered them. Most of the time they're coming from people that are just trying to sell their books. So this you don't need a book for. Just download the patterns, send me your photographs of how you make them, the finished product. Let me know your success on it. I'm really excited to find out about it. So we're come to a conclusion here of the Bookworm Woodmakers channel. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making these things. It brings back so many memories. So as usual, stay safe, stay blessed. This is Jeff with the Bookworm Woodmakers channel.